Good morning, students. I am going to continue the same chapter, third chapter. Okay, my topic is drying and dehydrating agents. Okay, drying and dehydrating agents. So first you have to see about the drying agents. What are the drying agents? So drying agents are the substance, okay, which are having the capacity to absorb moisture from any other substances without chemically reacting with them. Okay, these are the substances which are having the capacity to absorb, okay, moisture or water vapor, you can see, absorb moisture from any other substances without chemically reacting with them. So these type of substances are called drying agents. So the drying agents are substances that can readily absorb moisture from other substances without chemically reacting with them. So these are called drying agents. Examples, so many examples are there. Okay, first one is anhydrous calcium chloride. Okay, calcium chloride. Next one, anhydrous. Okay, whenever you have to give the example of this drying agent, you have to mention that it is anhydrous. Okay, second one is anhydrous zinc chloride. Third one is phosphorus pentaoxide. Phosphorus pentaoxide. Okay, phosphorus pentaoxide. Phosphorus pentaoxide. Next one is the magnesium sulfate. Magnesium sulfate. One more is there, dry sodium sulfate. Okay, dry sodium sulfate. So these are some example of dry agents. They are used to absorb water vapor from the air. Okay, they are having the capacity, they are having the ability to absorb water vapor from the air. So that is why they are called drying agents. Now these substances are also called desiccants. These substances are also called desiccants or desiccating agents or desiccating agents. So these drying agents are also called desiccants or desiccating agents. Almost all the hygroscopic substances, I told you about the hygroscopic substances, the substances which are having the capacity to absorb the moisture from the atmosphere when they are exposed to it, but not enough to form the solution. So they were called the hygroscopic substances. Mostly all the hygroscopic substances are drying agents. Okay, mostly almost all hygroscopic substances are desiccating agents or drying agents because they are having the capacity to absorb the moisture from any other substances. Okay, for example, concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay, concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay, this phosphorus pentaoxide. Okay, phosphorus pentaoxide and silica gel. Okay, these were the example of hygroscopic substances. So these were the example of this desiccating agents or drying agents also. Now the second one is the dehydrating agents. What do you mean by dehydrating agents? Second one is your dehydrating agents. Now listen all of you carefully. What is the meaning of this dehydrating agents? So dehydrating agents are substances that can remove even the chemically combined water from compounds. Okay, suppose in any compound water molecules is there. Okay, if any compound water molecule is chemically combined Then also with the help of this dehydrating agent we can remove this water molecule from this compound. Okay, for example copper sulfate, pentahydrate, because in this copper sulfate 5 molecules of water is combined. Okay, it is chemically combined, that is why its name is copper sulfate pentahydrate. So with the help of this dehydrating agent, okay, so one example of this dehydrating agent is concentrated H2SO4. Okay, if you pass this copper sulfate pentahydrate over this concentrated H2SO4, so what will happen? It become anhydrous. Okay, this hydrated salt, okay, it is changing into anhydrated, and this 5 molecules of water will be separated. Okay, so dehydrating agents are the substances that can remove even the chemically combined water molecules from any compound. For example, concentrated sulfuric acid is a dehydrating agent, and as it can remove chemically combined water molecules from this copper sulfate. Okay, from this copper sulfate, this 5 molecules of water is chemically combined. Then also this concentrated H2SO4 is a dehydrating agent. With the help of this concentrated H2SO4 we can separate this 5 molecules of water from this copper sulfate. So this is about the dehydrating agent. So dehydrating agents can remove hydrogen and oxygen in the ratio 2:1 in the form of water. So one more example you can see, cane sugar. Okay, when you pass this cane sugar over this concentrated H2SO4, it will change into 12C, and this 11 molecules of water will be separated. Okay, 11 molecules of water will be separated. So this is the example of, this one is the example of dehydrating agents. Some more dehydrating substances are alumina. Okay, one more example of this dehydrating agent is alumina, and one more is phosphorus pentaoxide. Okay, so these are some more examples of this dehydrating agents. Now with the help of this dehydrating agents and the drying agents we can dry the gases, we can dry the liquids also, and we can dry the solid substances also. So the gases are dried by, okay, passing the gas through the concentrated sulfuric acid. If you pass the gas, okay, through this concentrated sulfuric acid, because this concentrated sulfuric acid has strong affinity for water, okay, it is having the strong affinity towards the water, okay, that is why it is used for drying the gases. Okay, so gases are dried by passing the gas through concentrated sulfuric acid, because concentrated sulfuric acid has strong affinity for water, so it easily extracts water from many substances. Okay, with the help of this concentrated H2SO4 we can easily take out water molecules from any other substances. Okay, now passing them through a drying tower. Okay, with the help of the drying tower also, drying tower, or with the help of the U-tube. So passing the gas through a drying tower or a U-tube containing quicklime or anhydrous sodium sulfate also, we can make the gas dry. Now a drying bulb is also there. Okay, with the help of the drying bulb also, okay, one bulb is also there. So a drying bulb containing anhydrous calcium chloride, with the help of this one also we can dry the gases. Okay, now the liquids are dried. Okay, liquids are dried by keeping them overnight over anhydrous sodium sulfate or magnesium sulfate. If you keep the liquid overnight, okay, over this anhydrous sodium sulfate, magnesium sulfate or calcium chloride, okay, at room room temperature, then the liquids can also be dry and the solid substance is removed by filtration. Okay, now the solids are also dried by separating them on a watch glass or a dish. Okay, if you keep the solid in a watch glass or a dish, okay, and keeping it in a desiccator, okay, you have to use this desiccator. Desiccator. Okay, desiccator is an airtight glass vessel. Okay, desiccator is an airtight glass vessel. Okay, this is the structure. Okay, and with a suitable drying agent placed at the bottom. Okay, at the bottom side one drying agent is kept here. Okay, drying agent is kept here. Okay, it is used for drying the solid substances placed over it. Okay, you have to keep the solid substances over this drying agent. Okay, and you have to keep it and in the watch glass or in a dish, and with the help of this method you can dry the solid substances also. So these were about the drying agents and the dehydrating agents. Okay, now the last one is the difference between the drying agent and the dehydrating agent. Drying agents, they remove moisture from any other substances. Okay, drying agents, they remove moisture from any other substances without chemically reacting with them. Okay, and the dehydrating agent, okay, dehydrating agents, they remove chemically combined elements of water in the ratio of 2:1 from a compound. Okay, chemically combined water can be removed. Okay, chemically combined water can be removed with the help of dehydrating agents. Now, drying agents are used to dry gases like chlorine, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen chloride, etc. They are also used in desiccators to keep substances dry. With the help of drying agents, you can dry some gases, okay, and some substances with the help of the desiccator. Okay, in the case of this dehydrating agents, they prepare substances like carbon monoxide, sugar, charcoal, etc. Okay, they are making a new substance. They are making a new substance when they are reacting. New substances. So, drying agents are representing the physical change. Okay, because in this no new substance is formed. Okay, whereas in the case of this dehydrating agents, they are representing the chemical change because the new substances are formed. Okay, so many example of the drying agents are phosphorus pentaoxide, okay, phosphorus pentaoxide and sulfuric acid, calcium chloride, concentrated sulfuric acid, etc. And the example of this dehydrating agents are also concentrated sulfuric acid and alumina, you can write. So this was about the drying agents and the dehydrating agents. I hope you understood. Thank you so much.